Hello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome. Okay, that was new. Hi, I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Sorry about that little blip. That was an old Demystify line. And so we get to have a little laugh today. And I think that's kind of how things are going. I was actually just talking to my wingman, John, about how even though we aren't in Mercury retrograde yet, I feel like I am. I'm not even in the shadow of it yet. And I'm still having all sorts of Mercury retrograde things, so technical things. And that's an example. So welcome to Demystify the Divine. So grateful to have you here. I am Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Really excited to be tuning in for you this week. Doing some weekly readings and tools to connect. And that's connecting with our high selves, connecting with the divine, connecting with our angels, connecting with energy, ascended masters, spirit guides, the works. So grateful to have you guys here. To start us off, I just want to say we're going to do a Q&A session towards the end of this show. And the Q&A session is geared towards you getting to grab your deck and to pull a card or two based on the questions that I give, the question prompts that I give. And I would love to be able to help you to be able to take the general message that we're about to receive and to individualize it for you and to be able to help you to learn to read your cards in your own way as well. So if you would like to go live with us today, which I would love to have you live and be able to look at your card and sort of guide you through that process, please connect to kayaniproductions@gmail.com. Send your name and just state that you would like to go live with your card pull. Or you can click the link in the chat that John is putting in there. And that will let him know that you're interested in going live. So we'd love to see you. All right, guys. So we're going to start with our word of the week. And lately the word of the week has been phrase of the week. So we'll see what our dream teams have to say. We'll see what the universe wants to offer, whether it's a word or a phrase today. So I'm just going to go into my happy place here in my channeled state and see what our messaging is to start us off for this week. Repositioning ourselves on the planet. So this is an interesting phrase. What I'm feeling is this week, we really want to pay attention to the role that we're playing. I feel like this is sort of connected to our purpose, but there's more, instead of purpose, it's more like if we're repositioning ourselves, this is energetically, how are we showing up for the world? How are we showing up for those that we are connecting with on a regular basis? We want to make sure that energetically we are foundational, that we are grounded energetically, that we are able to harness the energy that is on the planet right now, that is around us right now, and be able to utilize it for us. There's a lot of crazy energy going on. We've been talking about this for almost 2 years now. It might even be longer than 2 years at this point. There's a lot of shifting energy. And so if we are going to reposition ourselves energetically, you want to be asking yourself the question, am I able to access and harness this energy that's going on around me and be able to use it for my good, for my highest and best? If the answer is no, like I'm floundering and I don't know what to do, this is where that repositioning ourselves on the planet happens. And I feel like it's not about I need to move. It's not about I need to pick up and go somewhere else. Although it might be that for some people. What I'm feeling is it's understanding that there's a lot of stuff going on energetically. And if you are feeling a bit restless or you're feeling like you don't know what to do with it, movement is important. So go for a walk. Listen to some music that makes you want to shake your booty. Get the energy out, reposition yourself in your life, reposition your I want to say your roles with people, reposition yourself physically. move the energy, shift the energy up. I've been using this analogy a lot lately. It's been coming up. And so this repositioning actually is an interesting phrase to hear where this is concerned. What I keep seeing is, I talk about this a lot. My background is music. And I performed opera for years and years and years before I kind of opened up to my psychic abilities in this way. And one of the things that I learned in my university days was I had to take a choral class. I had to take a choir class. And I learned very quickly there are choral conductors who want you to change your voice to suit the sound that they're wanting to create. And there are choral conductors and directors who will reposition you in a number of different ways until they're able to achieve the sound, the desired sound that they're seeking. So they're wanting to utilize you and say, okay, for you, what we have going on here is a beautiful voice that the right blend, you don't fit over here, but you're going to fit over here. And then it's going to fill out the overall sound of what we're all going for. And it's working in concert for all of us, for the highest and best of everyone involved. So I feel like this repositioning, it's kind of like, which director do you want? Do you want to be the one that makes everyone change in order to suit your vision, your tiny vision? Or do you want to be the one that says, okay, let's shift and move until I find my groove, right? Until I find the ideal sound that is going to be for the highest and best of all involved. So while I feel like repositioning yourself is important for you, and I'm always going to advocate for that, that self-care and what is it that you need, because when your love cup is full and overflowing, you have enough of that love energy to give elsewhere. So you want to recognize, okay, I'm doing this for me, but ultimately I'm doing it for everyone involved. Because as I shift and move, as I reposition myself energetically, I'm able to provide a lot more than what I was originally providing before. And it's for the highest and best of everyone involved. Everyone is feeling the shift in a more positive way. If it's working better for me, it's working better for everyone. So repositioning yourself energetically. This means we want to always be tuning in to see how we feel, tuning in to see what we're feeling, what we're experiencing out in the world, and then just kind of evaluating, do I need, does it feel good? Do I, need to do anything about it? Is this a good spot for me to be? Am I feeling like I can shine my light, unedited, the unabridged version? Am I able to show up and do those things? So very interesting message, repositioning yourself energetically. And I'm noticing that John put up here, repositioning ourselves energetically rather than sort of on the planet or on the earth, because I feel like that's really the message. But I will say on earth, I feel like that message also is really about grounding, making sure that you're grounded, making sure that you are connected physically to the body, because energetically, if you're floating around in the ethers, you're not going to really be able to get much done in the now if you're not grounded, if you're not sort of tethered to the earth. We are spiritual beings having a human experience in a physical body for a reason. Being physical, taking on physical form allows us to tap into all of our senses, and really be able to enjoy the world. I just see what he's putting. That's so funny. Oh, John, you're making my heart swell. I love it. All right, let's pull a card. We are pulling the tarot deck, and you can see this is like a ginormous deck. So I'm turning it sort of upright to shuffle it. This is the Starseed tarot deck from Patricia Cori. And I've had this deck for a number of years now. And it's one of those decks where I'm always very drawn to it, but for specific things or specific timings. So oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm just happy that I got to hear you say shake your booty today. That's what I'm excited about.
Shake your booty. Yes. Well, that's what I got going for me is I got a booty. You never see that side of me this way because I'm always shown from the waist up, but
that's a different show. It's coming. We'll premiere it one day.
Well, it definitely gave me the booty. I like to shake it. All right. So our card for the week is Two of Chalices, and this is Two of Cups. And Two of Cups is the card of attraction. I also like to see this card as the soulmate card. So what I'm going to say to you this week is it's really about what is it that you're attracting to yourself. And when we're talking about the, sort of the phrase of the week or the word of the week was the repositioning your energy or yourselves on the planet in relation to the energy, it makes a lot of sense because this is a week where we're really going to be, I want to say, extra focused or hyper focused on what it is we're drawing to ourselves. What is it that I'm attracting to me? Am I attracting something that is wanted, is desired? Or am I attracting maybe a negative pattern or cycle? Am I attracting an individual that triggers the crap out of me? And I'm recognizing that, oh, my wounds are coming up and now I need to be dealing with that as well. So Two of Chalices. So when we talk about cups, it's the realm of emotion. It's our ocean of emotion. It is also the vessel for our psychic ability. It's where we feel into everything. And I was talking about the body, feeling physically in the body, feeling grounded so that you can have the, I want to say, the more sensual experiences and the experiences of the senses. That's why we're here in the body. And so this week, I also feel like when we've got the two, it's union, pairing, partnership, companionship. It also refers to duality. And so if we're talking about, repositioning ourselves and making sure that energetically we are connecting to what we want to connect with, this card, I want to say, is reinforcing that message because it's saying, hey, there's a lot that's going to be coming your way. First of all, you need to be clear. You need to be clear and open to be able to say, okay, I see what is coming my way. And then you need to also be able to say, and I physically am grounded enough to be able to say, okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to choose this and I'm going to choose that over here and make it tangible, make it part of my reality. I want to talk about duality for a second. I feel like this week, every single one of us is going to have an experience, a pretty profound experience where we're able to witness or observe the duality in our own lives around what it is that we attract to ourselves. So this feels like you might be very open and free, I want to say, about your creativity, but maybe you have a block around your finances. You're going to see the duality of that. You're going to receive an experience that shows you very clearly, wow, I just created this amazing thing. There was so much flow. Everything was open. Everything was kicking. It was so fun. I just felt so free. And then I got a bill that I was not expecting. And what did it do in my body? Wow, it shut me right down. And right after I was shut down, I noticed a difference in what it is that I'm attracting into my life. After that, it was like my day went south. I had car trouble and I was late for an appointment and someone was supposed to show up for me and take care of something and they didn't. And now I have to deal with that. You want to be paying attention to the duality that you can, first of all, the duality that is on the planet, but also the duality that you can draw to yourself. If you're wanting really good things, but you've got a block in there, you might be drawing to yourself the opposite, the duality of that experience. Or you also want to be really paying attention to, I talk about this a lot as well, pure thought. You want to make sure that what it is that you're manifesting or what is that you are thinking about is, I want to say, worded appropriately, that you're, there's so many times when we think about something and we think about it in a couple of different ways and we don't even recognize that we've got sort of a negative spin to it, or we're using the word I don't want instead of I have, right? We're saying, oh, I don't want this and I don't want that because I really want to feel this way. Well, then cut to the chase and get right to the I am and the I have. So Two of Chalices is challenging us this week to pay attention to what it is we are drawing into our energetic field. And that's why you may need to reposition yourself energetically so that you are constantly drawing that, the good, I want to say. And that's actually a judgment, but the things that you want, the things that you truly desire, the things that you are really excited about. I also want to talk about soulmate energy. I feel like this week in particular as well, there's a lot of energy around soulmate. So let me just clarify soulmate. There's this idea out there that there's one soulmate for everyone out there, and that's it. I don't happen to purport to that particular theory because I myself have had multiple soulmates in my life. And a soulmate doesn't necessarily mean always that it's going to be in a romantic sense. You can be a soulmate with your dog. You can be a soulmate with your teacher or your parent or a sibling. We always joke about, having soul brothers and soul sisters, but that's a real thing. Our chosen family, our friends, we're drawn to them for a reason. And the soulmate energy is, I don't know you in this life, but I feel like I know you. And we can go for years without talking and we pick up right where we left off because there's a connection with that soul energy. You see me and I see you. And we don't have to have a whole lot of explanation around it. There's love and support and I want to say comfort there in many ways. So this week, I feel like there's a lot of energy as well around soulmate issues coming up, soulmate connections, soul bonds. This doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's going to meet their soulmate this week, but I feel like there are going to be issues that crop up and pop up around these soulmate connections. Are you seeking a soulmate? You're going to receive some information or a sign or a path that helps you to step into that. Let's say you are living with a soulmate, whether it's a romantic partnership or a friendship, you have that interaction. This week, there's definitely going to be conversation. There's going to be meaningful and profound interaction. It may be sticky. It may be the kind of interaction that you run through a couple of bumps along the way. But ultimately, when you're dealing with soulmate energy, you always want to recognize, I love your soul. I see you beyond the human aspect of you. I see your heart. I see your soul. And so together, we can work through anything. So I feel like there's a lot of that energy coming up. And then, of course, just soulmates in general, I feel like the energy is really around, what does that soulmate energy do for me? How do I feel when I'm in that energy compared to when I'm in other dynamics or other relationships? I want to pay attention to that because if I'm energetically repositioning myself to suit the highest and best of all involved, it means I have to vibe at that soulmate frequency energy. I need to shift things up so that I am frequency matching my soul energy. And that's how I'm going to shine that soul light out in the world and meet my soulmates. So lots of information coming through around the Two of Chalices.
Stacy, Christy says that's exactly what I've been feeling. It seems everything I'm trying to manifest, I get the opposite.
Oh, sure. Okay, Christy. So let me tell you about that. Right now, we are in kind of an energy where our third eyes are, I want to say, creating a little bit of confusion. And it's because we are in the middle of a shift and we're really learning to understand and expand more into the free flow of manifestation without the blocks. But we're also in the place where the blocks are coming up. So I bet you the reason why you're kind of struggling a little bit because you're sort of manifesting, but everything is getting blocked. Again, you want to get really clear on what it is that you're actually asking for and the words that you're using, because remember, everything is energy. Our words are energy as well. So if you're saying it, but you don't really feel it, or you've got a little bit of self-doubt in there, or you're saying, oh, I really want this, but honestly, I don't buy into any of this crap at all. I'm just saying it because that's what they told me to say, but I don't believe in it. You're going to get more experiences that are going to challenge that belief before you actually come up with what it is that you're looking for. So thanks for asking that. Thanks for popping in with that, John. So our oracle deck today is the Pure Magic Oracle from Andreas and Engracia. And
come on, card, pop out.
Yes, it did. It flew out. Salamander, Uroboros, creative work, infinite wisdom, and alchemy. And it's a 23, which I think is interesting that we've got kind of a double 2. So the 2s the duality, the partnership, the pairing, the union. The 3 is about creativity. So you're taking this duality, you're taking this soulmate energy, you're taking what you are learning here, you are creating it, you're expanding into it to create more. And what's going to come out of this is a 5, which is change and transformation, alchemy, and creative work. I'm really drawn to the quarter moon here. And I feel like the quarter moon is significant because when you're in a quarter moon, especially first quarter moon, when you're in that first quarter moon, you're still in the process of work, effort. There's something going out. You're putting in, you're inputting energy or investing energy into projects that you've been working towards. At the full moon, it's the peak. And then from the full moon on to the third quarter and then the new moon, what ends up happening there is there's more of a waning energy. It's more reflective. It's, okay, I'm preparing for the next cycle. So I feel like here it's saying, no, we're still putting the work in. We're still putting the effort into what's going on. And when we are talking about this duality, when we are talking about the companionship, the partnership, the union, there's work and effort that's going into it. But the work and effort needs to be within. We need to do the work to again, figure out where we are energetically first before we can bring in another person into that. So you've got to do the work first. And I feel like that's why this is coming up, is there's still work and effort that's going on, but you will succeed. It's a natural progression to a cycle. If you are following the cycle, you're going to do well. Also, I'm going to say to you, this has nothing to do with this card, but the salamander also, kind of like the lizard or whatever, and there's another name that I'm not thinking about clearly here, but infinity, the concept of a never ending, there's a never ending quality to this. So if you make a mistake, don't worry, you're going to have the opportunity to do it over. You'll have a do-over, or you'll learn from that. And the next time the opportunity comes up, you'll make a different choice and have a different experience. So I feel like it even says here, creative work. So be creative this week in how you are connecting with others. Be creative in how you are observing the duality in your life and how you are choosing to move the energy around for you so that you are making it more palatable for you and therefore everyone else. There is infinite wisdom in recognizing, my energy kind of sucks right now. I need to shift it up. Not everybody is aware of that. And anyone who works in the corporate world knows this. There's always somebody in the office who is just like a jumble of emotion, and they really don't have any self-awareness. They might have brought it in from, from home or from outside, and they don't have any boundaries or filter around it. There is infinite wisdom in self-awareness around how you are feeling energetically, and then understanding that, when I'm feeling this and I'm emoting this, other people are feeling it too. So if we're going to use infinite wisdom and understand that, okay, well, I need to funnel this energy. I need to utilize this energy so that it's going to work for me, not against me. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Creative work, creative flow. So be creative in the repositioning of your energy. And then, of course, my favorite word here is alchemy. It's the art of changing things up. But you can't fix it if you don't know it's broken, right? You can't fix something if you don't know there's an issue with it. So self-awareness is key. And that's why I feel the number 5 is coming up, because this week is really offering to all of us the ability to transition, the ability to offer a transformative experience through the act of movement. If I'm feeling this way and I don't want to feel this way anymore, then I'm going to shift up my energy. And I'll shift my energy up in multiple different ways, like the choir director, until I find my happy place. And when I find my happy place, now everyone is able to experience in that happiness rather than experiencing in my frustration or my confusion or my anger or, whatever it is that you are feeling into. So alchemy is the gift. That is the gift.
Stacey, me and Chris, because I know Chris agrees with me because we're both Geminis. We've just discovered that in the chat. How do we reposition the energy of that person at work that's way too happy at 5 a.m.?
Oh yeah, I can relate to that because I'm not a morning person either. And I'm like, okay, take your happiness and shove it up your butt until noon. Oh yeah, no, and I love my morning people. I actually have so many morning people around me, so I say that with love. I say that jokingly. So it's not about repositioning that person. It's actually about recognizing, okay, what is it that I need for me? So I'm going to say to you, it's boundaries. It's saying to that person when that person is all up in your face, saying, you know what, I love your energy and I'm so happy to see you this morning. And I've got a lot of stuff that I've got to focus on and concentrate on right now. Can I get some of your energy in about 3 hours? You can say it and you're saying it lovingly. And most of the time with the words that you say, they won't even know that you're basically like, okay, you're too much for me right now, because nobody wants to hear that they're too much or not enough, right? That's never fun. So it's about understanding, okay, I have to set some boundaries around myself. And with someone who's so chipper and chippity chip, 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 just don't talk. Silence is an answer, right? So you just kind of smile and nod, and you don't offer anything. You don't necessarily engage. That will also help them, because people who are that energized in the morning, they want to find an outlet where they can also feel, have that energy expanded upon. So if you are giving them silence and you're just giving them a smile and and then you're like, okay, I'm going to shift my focus now, they will naturally move on to someone that's going to give them more of the engagement that they're looking for at that time. I hope that helps. I hope that makes some sense. But yeah, I feel you. I'm the same way. The only time I get up before like 7:38 in the morning is when I have to travel. That's basically the only time. Otherwise, don't talk to me until like maybe 10 o'clock. All right. Our feather for the week is emotional awareness. And I think that's so funny because what was I just talking about? Self-awareness, right? So I feel that the feather, there's not much of a message to give you with the feather. I feel like the message is really just that it's validating what I was getting before. And I find that it's beautiful that it's on this lovely electric blue feather, and it's connected to throat chakra. Finding your truth, speaking your truth, learning to communicate it in a creative way. Like I was saying before, if you don't know that something's off or not working quite right or out of alignment, how do you fix it? So the emotional awareness is being aware of how you're feeling in any given moment. And emotions and energetics are very tied to one another, more so than the physical and the mental energy. So when you're feeling something, that's going to create an energy around you. So emotional awareness is going to help you to connect the dots with your energetic awareness. And I feel like that's why this is coming up. So you're finding out what your truth is around your emotional state, which is also going to help you to find out your emotional or your truth around your energetic state. And from there, you can say, oh, when I'm around this highly energized person this early in the morning, it's draining on me. So maybe I'm going to work it out with my boss to come in a little bit later. Maybe I'm going to put some boundaries around my time and my energy, that I'm going to make sure that I'm in a meeting at that time, or that I block some time off so that it's busy work, that I'm like, it's great to see you. Good morning. I'm going to talk to you when I'm able to talk to you. Because it's not like you don't like this person. It's just about the timing of things, right? All right. That is our reading, our feather pull for the week. So I believe we are ready for our Q&As. Grab your decks. Everyone grab your decks. And do we have anyone that wants to go live today? I did see someone had popped in shortly, but then they're not in the waiting room.
I believe we have two. I messaged the other to wait till we say this part, and then they can click on so they don't have to sit in here the whole time.
Awesome. So yeah, please come on, come one, come all. I'm going to get the ball rolling as I usually do, and see what I need. Oh, I gotta choose. I gotta do questions first before I'm pulling my cards. I'm like, oh, let me pull a
This,
card.
this retrograde is really kicking in.
Yes, it really is. Oh my God. I'm a little out of it today, in case you didn't.
That's okay.
Okay, so we're gonna pull two cards this week for ourselves, and these two cards are going to help us to take the general message and be able to sort of individualize it. So I'm just going to be quiet for a second, write out these questions, these prompts, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Uh-oh, this one looks wordy. Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to write the second one too before I feel like I'm in the flow, so I don't want to lose the flow.
Oh, well, there you go. Because you can't count on me to type in those questions.
It's all good. It's all good.
Welcome, Elisa. Yes, you did make it right on time for the best part. While she's writing those questions, I want to say thank you for Tri-Red for being here once again. Same thing with Christy and the wonderful Indu. Thank you guys for always returning. Those of you who are always here, but you're not in the chat, I want to welcome you as well. I just don't know you by name. Thank you all for being so supportive of this wonderful channel.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so here are our questions. The first card pull that you're going to do is, what card energy can give me stronger support in understanding my energy today? And then the second card pull is, what action can I take to help my energetic move? So, our word was, or our phrase was, repositioning ourselves energetically. So what action can I take to help that energetic move? So I'm going to pull a card from my tarot deck. I'm going to do the tarot pull first, and then I'm actually going to pull an oracle deck as well. Just to sort of give everyone, I want to say, something to work with if you don't have a tarot deck, but you work with oracle decks and oracle cards, that this will help you with bringing that message in it for you. Okay, so what card energy can give me stronger support in understanding my energy today? I've got the beautiful Adept of Crystals. And crystals in this deck is pentacles, pentacle energy, earth energy, the material. And the Adept is the knight in this deck. So when we're talking about Knight of Pentacles is the knight that, yes, they can always be counted upon. They're very loyal. They're not necessarily going to rush into the charge right away. They're not the first ones on the scene, but they're the ones that will always get there. They've got sustainability. And I feel like for me, what's going to give me stronger support in understanding my energy, I feel like it's allowing myself to understand, okay, I'm on a quest. I'm definitely on the path. I'm heading forward. I'm getting there. I'm moving there. What's going to help me is to earth, is to get out into the world, get out into nature a little bit, to connect with the crystal energy, so that it's not only my energy that I'm having to shift and position and invest in whatever. I'm also having support of that energy through the crystals, so that my personal energy can be enhanced. It can be, it's like it's getting a boost, so that I don't feel like I'm having to work so hard, or that I'm feeling so drained. And I'm going to tell you, it's interesting that I chose the word today, because that's kind of how I'm feeling. So this card is very fitting in bringing this message into a very individualized energy. Also, with this particular card, there's a lot of blue, and I do a lot of communication. I'm always in that throat chakra energy. I'm always passing on information. I feel like this is a message for me as well, to say, hey, let's take it a step back and make sure that you're communicating with yourself and source. You're putting it out there all the time. What are you doing for you? And I have not been in my own practice. So this is a strong message for me to light a fire under my butt and get with the program. What action can I take to help my energetic move? This is going to be an interesting one. Okay, Bridget or Brigitte, Psychic Flames 333, Sacred Milk, and Druid Magic. So what action can I take for my energetic move? It's really connecting to my spidey senses. And I feel like this is me doing something for me that's not involving sort of being in service to others. It's being in service to me, my own psychic abilities, nourishing myself with the sacred milk. Again, connecting with source, and connecting with source for myself is going to help me to A, replenish that energy, and B, to be able to understand exactly where I need to move and shift so that energetically I am, I want to say, at my highest and best, working at my peak. What I love about this card as well is, it talks about the psychic flames. Her hair is just fire red, fire engine red, and a little bit of orange. And I feel like this is also connected to root chakra. And I was talking about this with the crystals, the pentacle energy, that I need to earth. I need to ground more. I need to connect with nature. Root chakra is all about grounding. So I feel like both of these cards have reinforced that particular message for me. So that's how I'm choosing to interpret these cards. So let's bring someone on.
We got the amazing Indu. Okay.
Hi, Steve. How are you? So excited to see you.
Same here.
So, are you going to pull a couple cards?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
I just got myself a tarot card deck.
Yay! Which one did you get?
Well, it's one of the most basic ones. It's called the Prophet Tarot Deck cards, and it says it's a Rider-Waite.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, here's my first card, and I'm not seeing it.
Oh, I love it. 8 of Pentacles. So I want you to take a look at that card. And when we're asking the question, we're saying what card energy. So the 8 of Pentacles card energy is going to be able to give you stronger support in understanding your energy. So I want you to take a look at the card right now and tell me the very first thing that your eyes are drawn to on the card.
He's hammering the pentacle on a little gold coin.
Excellent.
He's industrious. He seems to be working hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he is focused on it. Doesn't look unhappy. I think he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah.
So he feels confident, and he feels in control, and he's basically taking care of his job.
I love it. Show us that card again so everyone else can see it. And for this being your very first tarot deck, you hit the nail right on the head. The hammer and the chisel, it's exactly that. So when we're talking about the 8 of Pentacles being able to give you stronger support in understanding your energy, the card that you've pulled is it's a mastery card. It's putting the work in, doing the fine details, and getting joy out of the fine details. That is what is going to help you to boost your energy, to give you I want to say, more energy, and to understand that I actually am enjoying the work that I'm putting into this. Like you said, he's confident and he looks happy. He's not stressed. He's not like, oh my God, I've got all these coins that I have to fix. And, I'm looking at the time and I'm stressed and I got all this sweat pouring off me. No, he's enjoying the process and he's enjoying the flow. So that's what you need, is you want to not throw yourself into your work. I feel like this is honing in on the details that bring you joy. I know you crochet, so it's like putting on those extra special little details to the work that you're going to do. And that's what makes it fun, right? It's work, it's effort, but that's what makes it fun. So that's great. So your second card, this is what action can I take to help my energetic move?
It is also from the same tarot deck card. The King of Wands.
All right, so take a look at this card now. Tell me what you're first drawn to.
The color yellow.
And what does the color yellow mean to you?
the sacral chakra.
Okay.
I think also, I don't know, yellow is a happy color for me.
Perfect.
Yellow is a positive, a happy color for me, and is again, the yellow is prominent, and I see two lion-like figures, and they don't bring any discomfort, basically, if I can use the word.
Yeah.
And this gentleman, the King of Wands, seemed to be looking over in the future somewhere. Meditative, I think. Thinking. Contemplative.
Yes.
That's all I can get.
I love it. Well, that's a lot. You did great. So, King of Wands, kings are about mastery, and they're about teamwork, leadership, being confident in, I can delegate the work, but I also know how to do the work. I've already stepped into all of the, I've done the path, and now I'm recognizing, okay, I'm overseeing what is transpiring here. And I'm confident that the people that I have in place to do the work are going to do the work well. I'm confident that if something goes wrong, I've got enough knowledge to be able to fix it, or to talk around it, or to find a solution. And what's interesting is you pulled the wands. So King of Wands, the wands energy is our energy. It's our fire. It's our passion. It's our connection to source. So when we're talking about the action step that you can take to help your energetic move, is understanding, oh yeah, I got this. I have enough knowledge within me. I have enough wisdom within me, and experience that I can tap into. I don't need to go outside of myself to figure out what I need to do with my energy or how I need to reposition. I just need to look at the lay of the land and feel into what I'm feeling and follow that. It's all about connecting to that energy that's within you. That's a beautiful card to get. I love that you got the King of Wands.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. That was awesome. You did a great job.
That's Raghu's hand over there.
Yes, I see Raghu. Hi, Raghu. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Stacey.
All right, John, who is next? Try red. So if you're talking, we can't hear you. You might be muted. So I see try red. First king
I said a mouthful. I'm sorry. Retrograde. Okay. Yes. So the first card is the King of Swords. And the second one, he said two cards popped out.
Oh, I love that.
Shuffling. And it is the Magician and the Two of Cups.
And the Two of Cups. So I'm just going to point out your card that fell out matches the general reading. So, okay. So King of Swords, what card energy can give me stronger support and understanding my energy today? So again, we were just talking about the King. And again, the King being mastery, the King being leadership, teamwork. It's kind of like, okay, I'm leading you through, the teamwork and the team effort, and I'm the overseer, and I'm very confident in what I have to offer. Swords is the realm of the mind. This is, and I'm hearing for you in particular, it's about intuition this week. So your card energy, what's going to give you stronger support and understanding your energy is being open to receiving the intuition and following it without question, following it, understanding that, okay, I'm receiving this information and I trust it enough that I know it's going to take me to a better place than anything that my ego might suggest that I'm going to go to. So I feel like for you, it's recognizing I'm really going to do a lot of discernment work between my intuitive guidance and my ego. I'm also hearing for you with the stronger support that there's consideration around how you're going to choose to communicate with people in your life this week. And so I feel like there's a conscious decision to, and it's interesting because swords is usually very action oriented, very impulsive sometimes. Not so much with the King. The King's worked through some of that impulsivity, but he's quick to act. What I'm feeling is it's not so much that you're quick to speak. It's more that you're quick to analyze what is being said in the environment. And then you're going to decide, do I really want to engage in this particular conversation, or do I want to wait for another time, or do I simply not want to engage in it all? So I feel like you're going to be working with a lot of communication stuff that's coming up for you. Your second card, which are the 2 cards, which I love, the Magician and the 2 of Cups. So this is the action steps that you can take. Well, the Magician is awesome because it's all the resources that you have at your fingertips. It's recognizing that I do have the power within to create something wonderful. I always think of the Magician card as Merlin the Magician. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's kind of how I always see it. Merlin was able to create something out of nothing in his hands. Seemingly nothing, but really what it was is he was tuning into his energy and matching his frequency and energy to the energies and frequencies of whatever it was around him in his environment that he could draw on in order to be able to create whatever it is that's, sort of in the palm of his hand, or what he needed to put out into the world. So the action step you can take is really getting to know your personal frequency. And when you get to know your frequency in relation to other objects and other people, now suddenly it's a whole new ballgame, because now you can learn to play with your energy. I'm turning it up. I'm turning it a little bit down. I'm tuning into another frequency, and then I'm able to adjust my energy to be able to match that. And now we can play. Now I can really make something of the work that I'm doing. And you also pulling the 2 of Cups, I feel like, because that was the card in the general message, I'm feeling that the general message is actually going to really connect with you this week as well on a very specific basis, that the messages that came through around the 2 of Cups is also going to be applicable to your life. So I keep hearing soulmate. So I feel like the issues you're going to be running into are around that soulmate energy and how that is working for you. And if there are any things that you want to tweak or go within to enhance so that you can, I want to say, be more open and receptive to that particular energy. So thank you so much, as always, for submitting your card pull. I love that you got the 2. That's awesome.
All right, we got the amazing Alyssa.
Hello.
Excited to see you. You're awesome, girl.
Thank you. So excited. The stars aligned. I was able to make it. So glad to be here.
Yay! So let's see your cards.
Yeah. So first card, I got the 2 of Pentacles.
Oh, so another 2. I love that we're getting this synchronicity.
Yes.
So 2 of Pentacles can give you the stronger support in understanding your energy. So what are you noticing on that card?
Yeah, for me, it's kind of telling me to kind of keep things a little closer to my chest right now, as far as like financial security, where usually I'm like, oh yeah, let me give you $20 for that, $50 for that. Maybe telling me to be a little more conservative with what I'm doing with my money this week.
I like that. So that is going to give you stronger support. And I also am just kind of getting a hit around that as well, that yes, it's about being considered. Maybe take out the word conservative and replace that with considered. And here's why. I actually feel like this week you're going to be given an opportunity. And so it's an opportunity you're going to want to say yes to. And so when you're being considered about how you're spending your finances, what's really going on is I don't recognize it yet because I don't know that this opportunity is here, but I'm actually saving the money. I'm choosing not to spend it here because then I'm going to be able to say yes to the opportunity that shows up here. And I feel it's going to be an investment into your energetic supply. So it's an opportunity that it's going to cost you some money. That's that investment. But what you're going to get back is, I feel like it's tenfold. And it's going to be something that you're also going to be giving out. You're going to be sharing it. You're going to be offering it to others. And so it's really going to magnify, I want to say, sort of the dreams that you've been working on and working towards over the past 3 months in particular. So that's exciting.
Ooh, that is exciting. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah, resource, right? So the
Yes.
Two of Pentacles is a card of resource. It's also a card of balance. So we were talking about it in terms of resource today. That's the message that's coming through for you. But I would also say that for those of you who are watching, that maybe you also pulled the Two of Pentacles, it also has that energy of balance. You know, am I out of balance? Am I juggling too much? Is there something that I need to make a decision? I've got to choose A or B. I can't keep doing both at this time. So thank you for that. So your second card, what action can I take to help my energetic move?
Yeah, so this was a little crazy. Two popped out. I got both the Emperor and the Empress.
Oh my
I was like, whoa.
Okay, so you're dealing a lot with birthright. Both the Emperor and the Empress are big on sovereignty and birthright, especially with the Emperor. It's, I have a right to be here. I have a right to take up space. I have a right to take up the air that I am breathing. And I'm also confident in what it is that I am actually putting out into the world. I'm so confident that I actually don't need anyone else's opinions about what it is I'm going to offer. I'm putting it out into the world. And if you like it, awesome. And if you don't, awesome. Love and light. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. I'm moving forward, right? So definitely getting a lot of that energy. And then the Empress is very much creativity, nurturing, sexuality, sort of embracing that goddess energy. So I'm really curious to see how you're interpreting the fact that you got the two, because I got something else to say, but I'm going to save it. I want to give you a chance to speak.
Yeah. And for me, it really just, at first it was like, okay, a balancing of that yin and yang energy in whatever I'm going through right now. So that's what really popped out at first.
Yeah. Divine masculine and divine feminine. And you pulled the two cards that represent exactly those things, right? It's the perfect archetypes.
Crazy.
So I'm also going to say to you this week, you want to really, because these are big cards, they're heavy hitters, right? They're part of the major arcana. So this is going to affect the overarching path of your life. This is not just day-to-day stuff. This is, okay, I really need to harness the energy of both of these things in my life and to sort of marry and blend them. It's not, so the divine masculine stands on its own, the divine feminine stands on its own, but neither of them can fully reach their true potential until they are synergistic, right? So it's, I feel like for you, it's the blending of the two for you in your decision making that's going to bring out that synergistic energy. And the blend and the balance, and here's where the balance comes in with your Two of Pentacles. The balance is going to naturally, I want to say, occur as a result of your being open to receiving both of these energies and understanding that they have to find their own path. You know, they have to find, it's not something you have to do. And it's interesting because this is the action card, right? So I feel like for you, it's understanding that the action is in the inaction, in the witnessing of what is transpiring, the feeling into it, and taking up space. And when those things happen and you're now taking up space and you're saying, yeah, I have the right to be here and I have the right to do this, all other considerations go by the wayside and the blending occurs naturally. So keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Completely different way of acting out the cards, and I love that.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much, Stacey.
Oh, my pleasure. It's lovely to see your face.
Yours too.
It's so sweet. Thanks for coming on for the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Anyone else, John? I think you're muted.
That will be it. For one, I'm the one who does that on meetings to everyone. I'm like, you're muted. And then here I am being muted. And also, sorry for the darkness. It looks like I'm in witness protection program right now. But it's been sunny the whole week I've been in San Diego, and now the Monday where I have to do your show, the sun doesn't want to come out.
That's okay. You're still in San Diego. I'm feeling the energy of it. I'm taking it in.
All right. But that's all of our guests for today. So we got to talk about some things we have coming up.
Yes. So I just want to give a shout out for my Archangel Conversations and Beyond coming up May 21st. It's a Saturday, 1 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't worry if you can't make it live. We record everything, and anyone who signs up for it gets the recording within 24 hours of the event. I'm really excited about this one. We are talking about the heart chakra, and we are going to be learning how to connect to the frequency of love with Archangel Chamuel. So not only are you going to learn a little bit about Chamuel and what this lovely archangelic energy can do for you, but you're also going to learn, and I talk about this a lot, love is frequency, not as feeling. And many people kind of go, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Well, this is the workshop that I've created to really be able to address that and to make it so tangible that everyone can start to experience love in all of its forms, not just in the way that we have originally been taught to see it. And so it's kind of a mind bender in some ways, but I love that Archangel Chamuel is going to be coming in to guide us through this process, because his energy is just, it's just so calming and fulfilling and nurturing, but also very informative, like very clear in his messages. So really excited about that. There's going to be a channeling. You'll have an opportunity to ask questions while I'm in a channeled state. So you'll be talking to Archangel Chamuel directly, not just me. You're going to get a ton of information about Chamuel. You're going to get an activation, a guided activation. We're all going to be activating our heart chakras. So if you're feeling like, I really need some heart expansion, or I've been feeling a bit heartless, or I need to rein in the heart. I need some boundaries around that. What does all of this look like? How do I expand it? How do I, rein it in? This is a great workshop. You're going to get a lot out of this workshop. So we'd love to see you there. We're going to put the link in the description below. You can book it on my website, theblackfeatherintuitive.com. You go to the events tab, and it is Archangel Conversations and Beyond. And you click on that, and we would love to have you connect. Thank you, everyone, so much. This has been a wonderful Monday to connect. I see so many people that took the time out. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all of you. And thank you, John, for doing this, even though you are a little bit on vacation. Really appreciate you being on location and sharing California with all of us. Sending everyone love. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you next Monday.
And don't forget to shake your booty.
And don't forget to shake your booty.